the Yankees' bats have been hit or miss this season, no pun intended, and they just can't seem to get going in their series against the AL East leading Orioles. So let's check in with New York Post Yankees beat writer Greg Joyce, who's currently at Camden Yards right now. Greg, thanks for taking time out of your day to hop on with this, man. Let's talk about the bats down in Baltimore, because we saw a Yankees offense score 15 runs in back-to-back games, and now they've went missing in back-to-back games, 2 runs in the last 2 games. What's going on with the Yankees offense?
Yeah, there's been a lot of quoting of John Sterling saying that's baseball. It's been a little bit of feast or famine here. Obviously, they broke out over the weekend in Milwaukee, and then have been much quieter the first 2 games of this series. They've had some guys who've been a little bit streaky so far. Trying to get those guys clicking at the same time has been a little bit of a difficulty, other than this weekend in Milwaukee when it was 1 through 9, everybody was contributing. So, the first game here Monday, they had a lot of traffic on the bases, weren't able to come with the big hit. And then last night they just, 4 of their 5 hits were from Juan Soto and Austin Wells, both of whom made a home run, but solo shots. So just not a lot of damage other than that. So they're still just trying to kind of find that consistency in the early going. Like you said, they obviously looked like they were ready to break out, kind of carry their momentum from Milwaukee, but they haven't been able to do it here in the first 2 games. So they got 2 games left to kind of get that on that footing again and try to get some more consistency out of this offense.
Well, Juan Soto said that they're hitting the ball hard. They just haven't landed for them. So he doesn't really seem worried about it. But you know how things can get here in New York. Should fans be worried?
I don't think so. It's still early. Still got some guys who are kind of getting settled, getting into their swings. If this was, they're not going to score 15 runs every game, and they're probably not going to get shut out every game. They have gotten shut out 5 times through the first month of the season, which has been pretty surprising. But if this was happening more consistently, I think it'd be a concern. But when you look at kind of zoom out a little bit and look at the big picture, they've still been one of the better offenses in the league through the first month of the season. So, when you zoom out, it looks all right. When you have these back-to-back games where it's no runs, 2 runs, and there's been a couple of shutouts, then you get, that kind of raised some eyebrows. But, when by and large, just overall, it's been all right. Just trying to get going here.
All right, let's talk about a positive and kind of give a shout out to Anthony Rizzo, who was just named AL Player of the Week. And that's despite having a shaky glove this season. Can Anthony now be a reliable middle of the order bat again?
Yeah, over this past week, he's looked like that. Last year, obviously, he got derailed by the concussion and the aftermath of that, and his power went missing, and his production at the plate really went missing. So it was good to see he had 4 home runs in a span of 6 games through the weekend. So that was important to see that that's still in there. I think the first 2 games here in Baltimore, he hasn't had it, but he's started to break out here over the past week. So I think that's important to see. That the power's still there, that he's healthy, that he's capable of being that guy in the middle of the order. They did drop him down to 6. He had been mostly in the cleanup spot, and Aaron Boone changed Alex Verdugo up there, which led to the pair of 15-run games. Now Verdugo's on the paternity list through the series here. But Rizzo seemed, he's shown that signs of getting more comfortable, coming back to the hitter that he has been throughout most of his career. So that's an important sign for me.
All right, let's get back to the business in Baltimore. The Orioles sit at the top of the AL East for now. So how big is this 3rd game of the series tonight? And outside of hitting, what's kind of like the biggest improvement the Yankees need to put on tape to get their juice back?
Yeah, just to kind of get everybody clicking at the same time. The thing that stood out last night is the athleticism that the Orioles have. They didn't necessarily crushed the ball last night, the Orioles, but they hit it into good spots and used their speed and athleticism to get, beat out a couple infield singles, which led to their big 3-run inning. So obviously the Yankees can't just invent, they're just 5 athleticism. They got a couple guys in their lineup that are athletic, but they just kind of need to get more settled in, more consistent with their offense here. And the pitching's been fine for the most part. Nestor Cortez, that 1 inning last night, they scored 3 runs, 2 infield singles and a flare plus 2 doubles. So, he's usually been pretty dominant against the Orioles. Wasn't last night, but by and large, pitching has been good. They just need this offense to be a little more consistent.
All right, Greg, enjoy the game tonight, and thanks for hopping on with us, man.
You got it. Thanks, Brandon.